Welcome to a new video on our channel Culinary Couture. Here on this channel, we will take you on a journey through the world of food, presenting to you exciting lists about luxury things to eat, forgotten foods, festivals, spicy dishes, weirdest things people eat, and much more. Today's video, we will take you to the world of aceto di balsamico, or better known as balsamic vinegar. But before we start, join our food adventure by giving us a follow and keep up to date with all our new and exciting videos. Now let's take you into the world of this delicious black liquid called balsamic vinegar. More than 4 centuries have passed since the ancestors of the Giusti family set up the first batteries of wooden barrels in the attic of their house in Via Farini in Modena. Today, Giusti balsamic vinegars of Modena enhance the dishes of the world's top chefs and grace the shelves of the most exclusive stores in Italy and around the world. It is thanks to the loyalty and passion of those who have embraced and believed in this long history that today, 17 generations later, the Giusti family is as passionate and dedicated as ever to producing and sharing this wonderful product which has helped making the history of Modena and its people so great. Awarded various prestigious medals between the 19th and 20th centuries, the Giusti family exports its exclusive black gold of Modena throughout Europe. Thanks to the enterprising spirit of Pietro and Giuseppe Giusti, the balsamic vinegars of Modena's oldest vinegar-producing family were exhibited in Paris, Brussels, Vienna and Antwerp. Champions of quintessentially Modenese know-how, that is the culmination of age-old secrets jealously guarded in family lofts throughout the city. The universal expositions of the Belle Époque brought great prestige and success for Giusti, culminating in the company being granted the Royal Seal of Approval as supplier to the Royal House of Savoy by King Vittorio Emanuele III in 1929. Following a centuries-old oral tradition, Giuseppe Giusti was one of the first to write down the rules for obtaining a perfect balsamic vinegar. His text, composed in 1863 for the Modena Agricultural Fair, specifies how the choice of grapes, the quality of the barrels and time are the fundamental ingredients. The careful attention to the raw materials, the long aging time required, and above all, the use of barrels that have been in use for centuries are the elements that still make Giusti balsamic vinegar so precious. Custodian of an ancient art, the vinegar maker is responsible for a constant quality check of the vinegar produced, taking into account key parameters including the rich and glossy dark brown colour, the intense aroma with subtle hints of grapes and fine wood, the sourness that comes from the slow acetification process, and the complex aromas derived from time spent in the barrels of different woods. The master vinegar maker monitors the development of the precious liquid in the barrels, carefully performing the traditional method. A family art preserved through the generations, which guarantees the quality and taste of a condiment that defies time. Represented by Claudio and Francesca, who lead the company today together with Luciano, the history of the Giusti family is inextricably linked to Modena, their hometown. Here, the production of balsamic vinegar remained in the private domain for centuries, as it was made by families for their own personal consumption, but also for the most important gifts. Great importance was therefore attributed to the acetia, the vinegar loft, considered a substantial part of the family's assets. The master vinegar maker was therefore a family member who had been initiated in the secrets of the discipline from a tender age, an ancient history that today continues to be handed down from one generation to the next. Balsamic vinegar is a dark, concentrated, intensely flavoured vinegar originating in Modena, Italy, made wholly or partially from grape must freshly crushed grape juice with all the skins, seeds and stems. The term aceto balsamico is unregulated, but there are 3 protected balsamic vinegars: aceto balsamico tradizionale di Modena DOP, aceto balsamico tradizionale di Reggio Emilia DOP, aceto balsamico di Modena IGP. The 2 traditional balsamic vinegars are made the same way from reduced grape must aged for several years in a series of wooden barrels and are produced exclusively in either the provinces of Modena or Reggio Emilia. The names of these two vinegars are protected by the European Union's protected designation of origin, while the usually less expensive balsamic vinegar of Modena is made from grape, must blended with wine vinegar and produced exclusively in either Modena or Reggio Emilia with a protected geographical indication status. The Italian word balsamico, from Latin balsamum and Greek balsamon, means balsam-like in the sense of restorative or curative. Compare it to the English word balm. Ultimately from ancient Hebrew Phoenician bshm, basam or bisem, the name means perfume or spice with the consonant sequence of the letter lambda and sigma, deriving from ancient Greek to pronounce the sh-ss sound. There are three protected types of balsamic vinegar: aceto balsamico tradizionale di Modena DOP, aceto balsamico tradizionale di Reggio Emilia DOP, and aceto balsamico di Modena IGP. Many products contain aceto balsamico di Modena IGP as an ingredient, such as glazes and other condiments. Only two consortia produce true traditional balsamic vinegar, that of Modena and neighbouring Reggio Emilia. True balsamic vinegar is made from a reduction of pressed Trebbiano and Lambrusco grapes. The resulting thick syrup, called mosto cotto in Italian, is subsequently aged for a minimum of 12 years in a battery of several barrels of successively smaller sizes. The casks are made of different woods, such as chestnut, cherry, oak, mulberry, ash and juniper. True balsamic vinegar is rich, glossy, deep brown, and has a complex flavour that balances the natural sweet and sour elements of the cooked grape juice with hints of wood from the casks. Reggio Emilia designates the different ages of their balsamic vinegar, known as aceto balsamico tradizionale di Reggio Emilia, by label colour. A red label means the vinegar has been aged for at least 12 years. A silver label indicates that the vinegar has aged for at least 18 years. And a gold label designates that the vinegar has aged for 25 years or more. Modena, on the other hand, uses a different system to indicate the age of its balsamic vinegars, or aceto balsamico tradizionale di Modena. A white-coloured cap means the vinegar has aged for at least 12 years, and a gold cap bearing the designation extra vecchio, which means extra old, shows the vinegar has aged for 25 years or more. Aged balsamic vinegar of Modena, which is around 3 years old, is part of the commercial-grade products that imitate the traditional product. These are made of as little as 20% grape must, and not necessarily from Modena or Reggio Emilia, with the addition of wine vinegar, colouring, caramel, and sometimes thickeners like guar gum or corn flour, to artificially simulate the sweetness and thickness of the aged aceto balsamico tradizionale di Modena. IGP status requires a minimum aging period of 2 months, not necessarily in wooden barrels, rising to 3 years when labelled as invecchiato, meaning aged. As the manufacturing process is highly industrialised, the output of a medium-sized producer may be hundreds of litres per day. In 2009, the European Commission inserted the balsamic vinegar of Modena, or aceto balsamico di Modena, designation in the register of IGP productions. In Emilia-Romagna, tradizionale vinegar is most often served in drops on top of chunks of parmesan and mortadella as an antipasto. It is also used sparingly to enhance steaks, eggs or grilled fish, as well as on fresh fruit such as strawberries and pears, and on plain crema or custard gelato. It is fairly commonly used as a dressing for caprese or more typical salads. Tradizionale vinegar may even be sipped from a tiny glass to conclude a meal. Contemporary chefs use both traditional balsamic vinegar of Modena PDO and balsamic vinegar of Modena PGI sparingly in simple dishes where the balsamic vinegar's complex tastes are highlighted, using it to enhance dishes like scallops or shrimp, or on simple pastas and risotto. Thank you for watching our video on balsamic vinegar from Modena. We hope you enjoyed it and try this delicious black liquid on your own food and the dishes you prepare. If you want to see more about the wonders of the world of food, subscribe to our channel by hitting that button below. Everyday new and exciting videos will be posted daily. Here at the Culinary Couture channel, thank you for watching, and until we meet again.